Welcome back to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. For friendly expert tax advice whenever you need it, come to Donahue Accounting Services. A leading accounting firm in Cincinnati, Ohio, our top-notch accountants strive to help you resolve all your financial and tax issues. Call Donahue Accounting Services today for a free consultation at 513-528-3982 or visit online at donahueaccountingservice.com. I'm your host, Alex Meacham, former Bearcat basketball player from 1997 to 1999, under the Hall of Fame coach, Bob Huggins.
And I'm Neil Meyer of the Front Office News.
And I'm JT Smith, editor-in-chief of the Front Office News.
All right, fellas, we are back for another episode. Let's jump right into it. We've got a lot to discuss. The Bearcats are currently 8-6 after losing to Houston 60-67. JT, we'll start with you as usual. Thoughts on the Bearcats' performance?
Man, this is tough. So, taking my deep time on this, taking a deep breath. But, actually, it's twofold. How about that? Start that way. I like how they competed against one of the best teams in the nation for, even the whole 40 minutes, honestly. It's just that, if you told me before that game that it was going to be that close, they were going to be winning the majority of the game, I would have been like, I don't know what you're talking about. But, you saw it. You saw how this team was fighting, competing, but it just sucked how they executed at the end. So that's kind of if this team was at a better place, you could take that loss and not really worry about that loss, honestly. And that's what sucks, because they showed they're a top-tier team. They can be a top-tier team. But when you're going into that game 8-5, you have to win a few games everybody expects you to lose. And that game was there for the taking, and they didn't take it. So that's what hurts, because it's like, man, you could be 9-5. Everybody kind of looking at this team like, okay, Wes, this is what Wes was talking about. This is if this team can win string off multiple wins.
Mm-hmm.
You beating a top 10 team, a team that you haven't beaten since Wes has taken the helm. I don't think even John Brennan beat them. We haven't beaten this team since, Mick Cronin was the coach. And, that's been many moons ago now.
Wow. That might have been the Houston, the American Conference
championship game.
Tournament, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So just think about that. We haven't beaten that team since Mick was here. And it's been a couple of times Wes has had them on the ropes, and they weren't able to pull it off. So that's what's kind of like, damn, if this team was in a better spot, you wouldn't bat at that. If you wouldn't bat at how that team played on Saturday. I still can't dog them. It's just still it's like, damn, you got to execute at the end, because you had a chance. They had multiple chances to. They tied it up even when they went up. They had chances. They just didn't get any shots at the rim anymore. And I will say that I do think that Jizzle charge, I didn't like that call, personally.
Yeah. Jizzle had a cut. Now, listen, Jizzle's still working his way back into not only game shape, which is hard for people to understand, like playing a college basketball game at that level. You have to be in a certain type of shape.
Yep.
It takes a little bit, and then to play in a game that physical, it takes some time. So he made some mistakes at the end, which I think he had. Did he have one or two turnovers there at the end? Was it two?
I think two.
Two. That were costly, but it's kind of understandable with, he's just working himself back into it. But
overall, I thought he played good overall, and his stats didn't show it. I thought he played. He played 36 minutes.
Yeah, he was steady.
He was steady. He really, until the end, he really didn't make any mistakes. To me, I didn't see any shots. I was just like, that was a bad shot, even if he missed it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't think, how physical they called that game. To call a charge right there, I thought was kind of bogus. But hey, I'm being a homer on that. But the guy kind of tied it up. And then he ran into the guy essentially because he got held up or fouled. So I don't know. I think that's supposed to be a charge. I think it's supposed to be a block, and he's shooting. You at home.
Yep.
Neil,
your thoughts?
Yeah, you guys kind of hit the nail on the head in this one, because when you look back at this game, I mean, Cincinnati was fighting back and forth to the very end. They came out and they matched Houston's physicality from the start. I mean, you look down, Day Thomas came alive at the end of the first half, went on, what was it, a 10-0 run, and kind of gave Cincinnati the lift they needed to after Kirk Kriesa gets hurt. But from then, Houston is a very good team. Miles Luzan took over. Kingston Flemings took over for Houston. You knew they were going to make their run. But down the final 4 minutes of this game, Cincinnati's offense just essentially crumbled like we've seen in years past in these close games and was unable to finish it. I think they finished with 5 turnovers in the final 4 minutes, 2 missed free throws, a couple missed jump shots. I mean, in the final 4 minutes, I think JT, they went scoreless the final 3:52. Was that what I remember?
Yeah, scoreless the
So,
final 3:52.
I mean, this game was there in their hands, sitting there, and then final 4 minutes, they walked over to the Houston bench and told Kelvin Sampson, "Here you go. This one's right here for you to take this one and escape this upset on the road," essentially. So when you have that opportunity, you got to find some kind of resilience, some kind of fight to the end. I mean, we saw them fight to the end, but just wasn't the final 4 minutes. They just ran out of gas, essentially. But for Cincinnati, I mean, things are probably going to be looking a little interesting now with Kirk Kriesa getting injured. I mean, people were kind of talking about Kerr, like, what does this guy bring to the table? I mean, people forget, like, it's not easy to come in, separate your shoulder, and then come back into the game and hit a 3 moments after it. So, I mean, you gotta give him credit for trying to play through it, but sounds like it's going to be a couple games at least without Kerr. So it's going to be interesting to see what this lineup does, what changes get made, because they're going to need some other key guys to step up. So, but for this Houston game, I think that's an opportunity that got away. And for Wes Miller, that's the opportunity that got away for him to get that win, not only over Houston for the first time in his career, but one that could really maybe have turned this season around and gave the fans a little bit more hope where the program's at right now.
Neil, what are we looking at injury wise? So we've got Kerr's now out. He will not play in the West Virginia game. Is that correct?
There's been no definitive answer, but if I had to imagine, it's probably trending that way. I mean, Wes did say after the game that it's a separated shoulder and that there was kind of severe concern about the longevity of the injury. So, I mean, anytime a separated shoulder comes into play, that's not really ideal to play through as a basketball player, because obviously the physicality of the sport. But on top of that, I just don't see him playing tomorrow, especially with the injury happening on Saturday. I mean, it's not easy to get over a separated shoulder in 2 days and then go through a practice. So I would be surprised to see him out there.
What are we looking at with Tyler McKinley?
Yeah, that's interesting too. I mean, Wes Miller said he's been available to play, but right now, I mean, it doesn't look good for Tyler. Unfortunately, it looks like if he's hasn't played in a month with that knee injury, and Halveen's being the first one to come off the bench and seeing his minutes increase, I mean, it's safe to say that there's probably some concern that Tyler McKinley might be shut down or be out for a little bit longer as well.
Yeah, he's a guy definitely we definitely need. But this is the Bearcat game recap segment sponsored by Purple Monkey Project, and that's a great segue, Neil, into talking about Halveen. I thought he gave great minutes. I thought he gave great energy. During the game. I think, did he have an and one?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And he made the free throw?
I feel like he did.
Yeah, I think he might have made the free throw too as well. So, it's always a concern. I think with him, he's like the Dennis Rodman of UC basketball. Goes out there and plays with energy, rebounds the basketball, but you don't expect a lot from him offensively. So getting an and one and a made free throw is kind of gravy on top. And I think with more minutes, he'll develop more and more confidence with what he's doing. So I'm liking what we're seeing from him. I don't like having Tyler out for an extended period.
Yeah.
I understand the injury, but if that means Halveen gets better as a player, more confident, now you're looking at multiple guys that can go in. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't know how you guys felt, but at the beginning of the year, I didn't count Halveen in to do much of anything. And part of that maybe just the unknown. Like, I mean, I didn't know what he was capable of, but I do see him bringing some value to this team. And I said last podcast, fellas, that what I wanted to see from this game was fight from the beginning to the end of the game. And I walked away, and I think I mentioned something to you, JT, when I came back over to see you after the game. Was with your son Juju. It was fun sitting with Juju during the game, talking hoops with him. But I told Juju, I told you, man, I can live with that performance in terms of, obviously you can't live with a loss.
Yeah.
Some of the poor execution at the end, but we're in the game. Like you said, JT, we were in the game. We had chances to win. And I will say this over and over again. I know many have given up on this basketball team, have given up on Wes Miller. Me having played and been a part of a college basketball team, there's just always a glimmer of hope that things can be turned around.
Yeah.
I was part of teams that, my junior year, one of my years, we people didn't think we were going to be anything. And we just slowly started to figure it out. Now that was a different situation in this team, but they keep just giving me this glimpse of hope. And if they can, what would you say? Did we have the lead for what? 32 plus minutes?
Yeah, I would say so. That seemed about right. I mean,
something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Time with the lead. It said I'm looking at. This can't be right though. Maybe it's a tie.
Time with lead.
Time lead.
We had the lead 18-29.
What was it?
18-29.
Okay.
Maybe some ties then. So, but yeah, cool.
I could live with a lot of the things that I saw in terms of if we continue to get better. Now, the problem is like we're just so far behind. Like,
yeah,
I just don't know where the rest of the victories come from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like that's the thing. Like I was looking at it, not to steal the thunder on this one, but I'm like, you spot Clemson 27 points, come back, almost win that game. Was that Clemson? That I think it was Georgia.
Georgia killing it. Start.
Yeah, then let them walk you down and just
yep.
You lose to a terrible Xavier team. You know what I mean? That people are having their way in the Cintas Center, but we just can't have our way. They got one player. You know what I'm saying? And if they would have played 60% like they played against Houston, they beat them by 25 points.
No question.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like the Eastern Michigan game. Like, you know what I mean? Like they had games they could have. This team could easily be winning where they came in 8-5. So they could have easily came in there 12-1. You know what I mean? And then this loss, it hurts, but then it's like, all right, this team is his team, and you can just kind of people look at his whole totality as a coach and kind of look at it and be like, damn, didn't beat a quad one, cool, boom, boom. But if you're in a better spot, you can eat this loss with you can take this like, hey, they competed with one of the best teams. We just messed up at the end. All right, that's gonna change. Besides, you already being like back against the wall, kind of, and you're playing now. The Big 12 has 7 teams in the top 25.
Yeah.
Last time we were talking, there were 6.
Yeah. So. Yeah. It's just tough trying to figure out where the
wins come.
Where the wins are going to come, and if we kind of rewind and go back, like you said, like Eastern Michigan, that should have been a win, no doubt.
Yeah.
Like, there's no excuse for that.
Yeah.
And I'd even say, and I know there's a curse on us at Cintas Center, but like you said, man, that's you play 60% of the way you did against Houston, you win that game running away.
Yeah.
So that's tough. And I tell you one thing I've seen, and you guys know this. We texted the other day. I've been to the practice. I've been going to the practices. I've been going, what is it now? Every Friday, last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Man, they're still working hard. I mean, the guys are not giving up. Like, and I text this to you guys, and I'll share this on the pod. he moved Sean to the bench, and Sean has been struggling. We all know that.
Yeah.
Coming off the bench was probably the right move for him, right move for the team. At the end of the day, Sean is a freshman. Now, the expectations for him are super high. 5-star McDonald's All-American. I get all that. There are freshmen out there that are doing very well. The freshman from Houston, Clement, he's a lottery pick.
Yeah.
He's playing at I think he might have played 38 minutes that game.
It was close. I mean, I don't feel like he didn't come out the first. It was pretty much 38 minutes.
38 minutes?
37-54.
Yeah.
There you go. And so he's probably the leading scorer in the entire game. I know he had more points than the UC guys. He had the most points for Houston.
Yeah.
19.
So you've got freshmen that are very talented, and then there's freshmen all over the country that came in high rated that are struggling. It's tough to be successful in college basketball as a freshman, period, let alone in the best basketball conference in the world. Like, that's not very easy to do, but I will give Sean this credit. I've been to practices. He's not stopped working hard. He's still listening to Wes. He's still listening to his teammates. He's still working hard. And I can see all the guys doing that. I remember, I want to share this with you guys too. So after practice on Friday, right before the Houston game, I usually take time to, talk to some of the players after the practice. Bob always comes over and talks to me. I told you, man, he's a really nice young man. Loves getting advice. He loves hearing the old school stories too. Like, he always asks me questions about, like, man, like, what was the biggest game you guys ever played in here? And we were talking about things like that. He's just a sponge. Really enjoyed talking with him. But my conversation with Day was really cool on Friday. Day wants to continue to be a leader on this basketball team and get things turned around. And he just kept talking about, like, man, I'm trying to do this and that. We got to get this thing going. I know a lot's on me. I got to be better. So the guys are saying that, and this is me and him talking privately. This isn't some, like, political BS. Like, let me say this in a presser. This is he and I talking. You know what I mean? So I don't feel like the guys in house have, given up. And of course, guys are frustrated, but let's just hope that they keep trying to chip away at this thing. And if they don't, it's just going. There's not many wins on this schedule, and it could get masterpiece shoe ugly.
Yeah, we don't want that.
We don't want that.
We don't want that, man.
This is the Bearcat Game Recap segment sponsored by Purple Monkey Project. Purple Monkey Project was formed following the tragic loss of 10-year-old Reagan Vanas in May of 2021. Reagan was a ray of sunshine who lit up every room. The Purple Monkey Project is named after Reagan's favorite stuffed animal and seeks to keep Reagan's spirit alive by being a ray of light in the community and promoting random acts of kindness by providing scholarships and other financial support of youth and youth-centered charities in Southwest Ohio. The Purple Monkey Project seeks to pay it forward, all in the name of Reagan. To learn more about the Purple Monkey Project, please visit purplemonkeyproject.org or visit on Facebook at Purple Monkey Project. This Tuesday at 7 p.m., the Bearcats take on West Virginia in Morgantown. I wonder if Hugs will be there. We'll talk about that. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. Let's jump into the Big O segment sponsored by Oakley Greens. In this segment, we cover players to watch and key matchups. JT, who do you got?
All right, man. I'm going to go with Jizzle James, man. He didn't play his best game against Houston, but I thought he was solid until the end. He had a couple turnovers. But I think he's going to bounce back, man, because he played 36 minutes. And everybody knows Jizzle has just come back. I think this is just his fourth game back, right? Or so this would be his fifth game. Am I correct on that? Or am I not tripping?
West Virginia will be his fifth game? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that'd be his fifth game back. Is that right? Or what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Because he came back Alabama State, right?
Yeah.
Alabama State. Okay, yep. So it'll be his fifth game back. He's getting his feet wet or under him. So, I feel like 36 minutes is going to help. He played one of the best defensive teams in the nation. I think he's going to come back and just play. I mean, besides at the end, I thought he played very well, had a good pace about himself. I think that's just going to keep going, and I think it will allow Day to do his thing too. I feel like I saw that on Saturday where, all right, they were allowing Day to go off screens, come get the ball, be the attacker, and then they would switch it at times. So I thought that was kind of a good thing where him and Jizzle could play off each other and use others as well. So I think he's going to have a good game in West Virginia.
I was thinking about this the other day in terms of Jizzle and his game, JT, and you think about great players of the past. Let's use Michael Jordan as an example.
Right.
Michael Jordan, rookie year, several years after his rookie year, takes the league by storm purely because of his athleticism. I mean, we hadn't seen anybody like, obviously, Dr. J, Iceman, like there's been guys in the product that have done stuff, but Michael took it to a whole nother level. But I thought the genius thing about Michael Jordan was, as his athleticism, I wouldn't say it didn't go downhill, but it changed. His IQ and his pace of the game got much better.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like, I'm not going to be as fast, jump as high. I got to start thinking through this. That's when he started posting up.
Yeah.
That's when he took the fadeaway and just mastered the fadeaway, right? Started doing all stuff out of the post. So I'm saying all that to say, and you see this over time. Kobe did the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Your game matures, you start to slow down. And I think we're seeing that with Jizzle. And we saw that against Houston. I saw that actually in the first game that Jizzle came back. What did we say? Was it Alabama State? Was that right?
Yeah.
He's not in tip-top game shape, so he's got to slow down and think through things. Yeah. And I like that Jizzle better. I like the Jizzle that's not rushed. Now, at times at the end against Houston, he looked a little rushed,
yeah.
and rightfully so. You panic and it's getting down to crunch time, but I'm saying all that, JT, to say that I'm hoping, over time we continue to see, as he gets his win back, this evolved Jizzle as a player that slowing himself down and thinking through things a lot more. And I think bodes well for this Bearcat basketball team.
Yeah.
100%. That's all I got.
All right, bet. No, that's it, man. Nah, for sure. Nah, I 100%. I'm not even going to add anything on top of that one. So I'm going to go ahead. We go ahead. I'm going to let you move on to Neil on that.
Neil?
Yeah. So
touch base on the Houston players?
You mean the West Virginia players?
Yeah. Forget Houston.
You pulled a Neil.
But for
my bad.
For West Virginia, I mean, it kind of is pretty simple for them. I mean, this is a team, when you look down at Cincinnati's schedule, I mean, this was arguably probably one of the games where you would have looked back maybe 3-4 months ago when the schedule came out and said, okay, you can maybe circle this as a win for Cincinnati. But that's just simply not the case here, because you look down, this West Virginia team is 9-5 on the season, with all 9 of their wins coming at home. And their 5 losses, 1 was on the road and 4 were at a neutral site. So when you see a team is 9-0 at home heading into conference play, you kind of have to worry a little bit. So for Cincinnati, they know how good West Virginia is at home, but they are really, really coming along with the first-year head coach. But where their offense strives at is behind senior guard Connor Huff. I mean, he is top 15 in the Big 12 in scoring as of right now. So averaging nearly 17 points a game. He's kind of your do-it-all for West Virginia. He's very capable of stuffing the stat sheet and scoring in volume. He's averaging 16.6 points per game, averaging 5 rebounds as well. So overall, he's the guy that can really come in there and put some points on the board. And then you also, this is a matchup where West Virginia is going to run just about their whole offense through Hunter Huff. And everybody kind of knows that when you look down at West Virginia here. And when you look down, I'm trying to pull up the individual stats here again. Hunter Huff has 16.6 points per game, and their next closest is a guy who's only played in 8 games with 11 points per game. So overall, you know where the scoring ability is going to come from West Virginia. It's kind of one of these West Virginia teams where you looked in the past and they had a guy like Javon Small a year ago. He was their predominant scorer. That is exactly what Hunter Huff is here for West Virginia. So he's going to be the player that really stands out for me in this matchup, because when you look down, it's going to be a guard heavy matchup in this one on Tuesday night. So Hunter Huff is going to be the guy that you watch for Cincinnati, and then it's going to be interesting, or for West Virginia per se, a guy you watch for West Virginia, but for Cincinnati, it's going to be interesting to see how do they find a way to defend him and stop him from scoring.
So if you're Wes Miller, Neil, who do you put on him?
Day. I would put Day Thomas on it. Obviously, with Kerr potentially being out, I think this is a matchup where Day Thomas could really take that jump. Obviously, Day has shown he's been able to take on teams' best scorers and kind of eliminate them from the equation, and he wants to be that defensive guy for Cincinnati. And right now, with how things are going for Cincinnati, it could be interesting to see Day on this matchup, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Jizzle have this assignment as well. So one of those two guys would be the ones that I would think. I would think to say that Day Thomas starts on Hunter Huff in this matchup, but if he gets hot and he starts scoring quickly, I wouldn't be surprised if they make the adjustment there and put Jizzle James on that assignment as well.
The Big O segment is sponsored by Oakley Greens. All right, fellas, I'm going to take, I think this might be the first time this year that anybody said this, I'm going to go with my player to watch to be Mustafa. Has anybody picked him yet? Am I the first one?
Thanks.
I believe you're the first one.
Okay.
So.
All right. Don't let me down, Mustafa. So, and my thought process with that is, and Neil, I think you've made this point off the podcast that when we throw the ball into him, especially to start the game, we tend to see some success offensively. So starting inside and out, and I think the beautiful thing about Mustafa is he is still young and learning the game. Obviously, very raw with some things in the post, but he's willing to pass out of it, right? He's not to the point where you throw it in and he's just going to make a move and throw some wild stuff up. I think when players start to get a little bit more confident, they take sometimes some poor shots, but generally he, catches it and he's looking, who's open. Are they doubling down on me? I believe Houston, after a while in the front, they were doubling down on him quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I would like to see some post feeds to Mustafa early. See him, make a move, hit the little short. He's got a nice little short range shot. See who's doubling down off you, kick it out, for the shot. And also seeing him rebound the basketball. I think that's one of his strong suits. He's so damn big. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Rebound the basketball, bro. So throw it into Mustafa in the post to start the game early. Let's work from there. And, give us some second chance attempts, Mustafa. Rebound the basketball offensively, and then keep West Virginia from getting multiple shots. Rebound the basketball. Because if you really look at it, sorry to throw something else into the equation here. If you've got Mustafa rebound the basketball at a high level, and you got Baba Miller rebound the basketball at a high level, man, that bodes well for this basketball team. That really does. That bodes well. I mean, Baba had 21 rebounds. What game was that? Lipscomb?
Yep.
I don't know how many you have against West Virginia, Neil.
Houston.
You mean versus Houston?
Houston.
Baba, I think he only had 7.
Yeah,
He
8.
had 8.
8, yeah.
So I don't know why I keep mixing teams up. So if we can get Mustafa and Baba rebounding the basketball at a high level, offensively, defensively, it just bodes well for this basketball team. So I'm going with Mustafa as my player to watch. So don't let me down, Big Move. The Big O segment is sponsored by Oakley Greens. Oakley Greens, the ultimate spot to catch your hometown team in every big game. With 6 giant LED screens and TVs at every angle, it's more than a sports bar, it's your entertainment headquarters. All the sports, all the time, all at Oakley Greens, located in Oakley Station next to the cinemas. You can check them out, oakleygreens.com. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for everyone's favorite segment around the country, maybe worldwide. This might be a worldwide popular segment. It is the name game with the one and only Neil Meyer.
We're back with the name game tonight.
Did I see a Birdman hand rub?
You did.
Ooh.
We did. We got to change it up because the last few times we haven't done anything, the results have not been in Cincinnati's favor.
Okay, so you think that's based on how UC plays is based on your dance, non-dance reactions to the name game song?
No, it isn't.
Oh, okay.
But maybe we can give some kind of energy to provide the fans to have some hope.
Okay, so it's the energy you're.
Yeah, we got to have the energy tonight.
Putting off. Okay, I got you. All right, so the name game with Neil Meyer. Here's the deal, folks. We're going to look at the opposing team every Bearcat game. In this game, we have West Virginia. And it's not only names that are funny, wild. I shouldn't say funny because it's their own personal name. Hate to make fun of them for their name, but some of them are just wild, i.e. Gob Gob. But then sometimes they're just interesting names. So let's start with West Virginia. Number 3. You talked about them earlier.
Number 3 is Honor Huff.
Honor. I'd love to find out where that name. I've never heard of anybody named Honor before. Have you guys?
No.
Mm-mm.
It'd be interesting to find out about that name. Number 4. I'll tell you why. Go ahead. Number 4.
Number 4 is Jaden Forsythe.
Jaden Forsythe. Do you guys know anybody with the last name Forsythe?
No.
Mm-mm.
I've seen that before, but I don't know anybody.
That last name sounds familiar. Like it was somebody. I'm gonna look at his bio real quick. Does he have somebody famous in the family? Nope. I don't see anything. I was hoping.
I thought he was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I've seen that name before.
Maybe they're not related, you know.
Yep. All right, Neil. Number 8.
Cool.
Number 8 is Abraham Oyediere.
Let's hit the ear on that.
Abraham Oyediere.
Oyediere. He's from Ghana. Yep. From Ghana. All right. Number 20.
Number 20 is MJ Finane.
MJ Finane.
Don't even got an ear for him.
Huh?
Don't even got an ear for his name.
They think everybody can say that.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
All right.
I like that first name, MJ. All right. Number 21.
Number 21 is Niall Hayot.
Let's hit the ear.
Niall Howitt.
Ah,
Oh, close. Close.
He's from Japan. Yep, he's from Japan. All right, number 23.
Number 23 is Morris Ugasuk.
Oh, say that last name again, Neil.
Ugasuk.
Let's hit the ear.
Morris Ugasuk.
You got that one, though. You got that.
Good job, Neil. Oh, we don't call it the Neil Meyer name game for nothing. All right. Number 52.
Number 52 is Harlan Obiha.
No. 52.
Oh, 52 is Trayson Eaglestaff.
That's pretty good. You said that was
Trayson Eaglestaff.
very good. Very good. He's from North Dakota.
Dang, if people, man, I ain't know people. I mean, people. I know people live there, but I don't know. Have you ever met a person from North Dakota or,
You know
or
what?
South Dakota?
I have never met anybody from North or South Dakota. And have you ever watched the news and heard them say, today in North Dakota? I've never heard anything.
Not me.
Nothing,
No.
nothing happens there.
Only thing, reason why I even what's the Dakotas? Is that in what's my show that I used to be watching? Damn, I forgot the show. I feel like that it's in the Dakotas, but
I want to go there.
alright.
I want to go out there.
I don't know.
JT said, I don't know.
I don't know if that's you want to go to Erie State.
And
Mm.
what about Montana? Would you go to
I
Montana?
think I would go to the Montana before I go to the Dakotas.
Okay.
Unless like magically like something happens and my kids have to go to the Dakotas, then I'll go. But randomly, but I'm just not gonna go. Just be like
Okay.
randomly,
All right. All right, Neil. Last but not least, number 55.
Number 55 is Harlan Obeha.
Which one are you going with?
Obeha.
Ha?
Obeha.
Let's check the ear.
Harlan Obioha.
Ooh.
Obioha.
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 Obio.
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 All right. West Virginia didn't let us down, man. They had some
Yeah.
good names. Who would you say is Neil, which one was the best name on West Virginia?
The best name? I like the guy from Japan. I thought his name was interesting.
Niall Howitt.
And this one was
Abraham Oyadir.
Oh, you dear.
Oh, you did.
Oh, you dear sounds like something your grandma would say, like, oh, you dear, come here. Oh, you dear. Oh, you dear.
Oh, you did.
Oh, the name game never lets us down, Neil.
Never does.
Never lets us down. Remember, don't forget, we've got to keep track at the end of the season. We got to go back and we got to put together our first team all-name team. Got it?
We got this.
Okay, we got this. All right, let's jump into the Kenyon segment, and this is where we cover the keys to the game. JT, let's start with you. Keys to the game for the Bearcats.
Man, keys to the game, man. All right, so against Houston, they did not win the rebounding battle, and the reason it's disappointing is they had a 3 or 4 rebound lead at the half, and they lost the rebounding battle by 4. Right, so they had a 10-point lead, and Houston just started rebounding the damn basketball, and Milo's he started going crazy in the second half. I mean, he didn't. I don't think he missed. If he did, it may be one time, but he just was on fire in the second half. But I want us to. I like how physical we play, even though we did lose the rebounding battle. We need to dominate the glass against West Virginia. I think we're going to be a more athletic team. I need the same intensity against Houston, and then just turn that up a little bit. I need to win that glass battle by about 5 to 8.
Okay. Hey, back to my guys, Mustafa and Baba Miller, rebound the basketball.
Rebound, 2 hands, elbows out. You know what I mean?
What was that? Can you make that noise again, JT?
Rebound, bro. You need somebody to ground, man. You need I need somebody to like go Matt Barnes and like fake throw the ball in my face or something, man. I need that intensity. It's okay to have somebody that might slap somebody on the team, man. It's okay.
JT, we need to have you coach the big man rebounding and just be like,
Yeah, it's like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta just yell at. We need to get KG. Like, what does it cost for us to have like KG as our big man? Big man inspire. He only got to be a coach. Big man inspire for like a month.
That dude just man.
My
favorite clip is when he's on the bench and he's like, trash him. Is that not the funniest though? Trash him.
What did he say? He said, what did Joakim Noah say? He's like, yeah, man, you know, I look up to you, blah, blah, man. Get off my,
Oh.
get off his
Hey.
He was like, man, I didn't, in the game, he's like, man, you can talk to him after the game, during the game, bro. He gonna say something wild to you.
He's wild. My other favorite KG moment is when him and Craig Sager had that. I don't know if it was post game or pre game when KG Kevin Garnett told him to throw, his whole outfit,
Yeah.
burn it, light it up, burn it. He was like the socks, the lime green thong, burn it.
Hey, KG, oh man, great. We need inspiration.
That was so funny because Craig Sager was like, "Yeah, what are your thoughts on the game?" Blah blah. And then KG's like, "Hey, TNT, just give me 1 minute. Don't go to commercial. Give me 1 minute. Right? Take this whole outfit, burn it. Take it home and burn it. Shoes,
everything.
Man, that was so funny. Oh, have you ever seen that, Neil?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay. Whew. I was about to say, Neil.
That's hilarious.
You're worrying me. All right, Neil, let's segue to you, man. What are your thoughts? What do the Bearcats need to do to win?
Yeah, for Cincinnati, if they want to win this game, I would really like to see them come out and push the tempo. I think that's going to be the biggest thing for Cincinnati to take advantage of, especially in this matchup. With Kirk Carissa listed as doubtful, because I just got the injury report for this game. He is listed as doubtful, so I doubt we see him play. It's going to be interesting to see, does Jizzle James and Day Thomas look to push the tempo in this matchup instead of playing in the half court? Because when Cincinnati is out and running, they are capable of putting up 75 to 80 points per game. But this is a West Virginia team that likes to slow opposing teams down and play in the half court. Opposing teams are only averaging 61 points per game versus West Virginia this year. So in order for Cincinnati to win this game, they're going to have to come out, push the tempo and play in transition, and find ways to get to the basket with ease. Whether that's some layups, some dunks, whatever they're going to have to do, they're going to have to speed this game up if they have any chance of winning it tomorrow night.
And you know what? I'm going to bring in my point to kind of piggyback with what you're saying a little bit, Neil. You're talking about push the tempo, but I'm going to say the last 5 minutes, let's execute at the end of a game. That's my whole thing. Let's keep this game. If we blow them out, great. But if the game's tight, let's execute in the last 5 minutes and win a game. I mean, how great would it be to go on the road, West Virginia? What'd you say, Neil? 9-0? Is that what you said?
9-0 at home.
Let's make them 9-1. Let's go in there. Let's execute the last 5 minutes of this game, win the game, get out of there. Now, obviously, we didn't beat Houston, but we did some good things. You can stack upon that. Go beat West Virginia, stack. Then who do we play after that? I don't even know off the top of my head.
Virginia, let me double check here.
West Virginia.
After West Virginia, I believe it's UCF.
Yeah.
UCF.
Yep, UCF on Sunday.
So is that home or away? I don't even know.
That's away.
Okay. So again, you got to take it game by game. Stack up some good stuff, and hopefully we've got some momentum that carries over from Houston. Hopefully this basketball team knows they're capable of winning every time they step on this basketball court. Let's just execute in the last 5 minutes. That's all I have. JT, you've got win the rebound battle. Neil, you got push the tempo. And I've got let's win the game in the last 5 minutes. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. Now let's get into the Twyman segment. This is where we cover hot topics. Ladies and gentlemen, pretty hot topic on social media right now is the state of UC athletics. So let's break this down. JT and Neil, I want to bring you all in on some different topics related to the state of UC athletics. I think I don't remember the last time, and help me if you guys remember, that there was such a outpouring and a fan base that wants the athletic director John Cunningham fired, the football coach Satterfield fired, and the head basketball coach in Wes Miller fired. Like all three of them, they want all three of them to go 1, 2, 3 Cancun and be out of here
Yeah.
and be gone. I don't remember ever remember anything like that ever. So, maybe I'm not. I'm thinking it's maybe it's one or the other. Like what was Tuberville when he was here? Everybody wanted him gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like everybody's just like blow up the whole athletic department and start over. JT, let's start with you, man. Your thoughts on the state of UC athletics right now?
Yeah, man. I mean, you hear it. Like you hear it. It's definitely. It's like what's it? Everybody draw a straw, and they're like, all of like you said the longest straw stays, but they give everybody a trick straw, so all of them short. So
definitely trick straws.
Trick straws. So everybody's grabbing a trick straw right now with the with like John Cunningham, Wes Miller, Scott Satterfield. So I mean,
wait, do they want Pinto fired too? They want Oh, they on Pinto's ass too?
Yeah, they on everybody, bro. Ain't nobody. If you got anything to do with it, they want you removed. Hey, you know how UC fans are, man. I respect it though, because good or bad, dog, they ride, but they riding on the other side of the fence right now. So, I haven't seen it like this. Normally, it's just like, hey, Tuberville, everybody was like, oh yeah, dude's he's here for the check.
He was.
Oh yeah. Never seen anything like it. But that's neither here nor there. We won't go on that rant. But it's an interesting time in UC sports right now because they're not like, all right, football team. They had a lot of talent. They started off like a ball of fire and then just fizzled. So it's kind of like you saw it happen the year before. This team was in a better place and you got to a bowl. So that's a positive. It's definitely a step in the right direction. But with the talent they lost, it's like, damn, is this the max? So I think that's where people are at that, like, man, yeah, Brandon Sorsby, he's at Texas Tech making $5 million. UC wasn't gonna be able to pay him $5 million. I don't think Texas. I mean, I want the young men to get paid. I'm not hating on nobody getting the check, but I was like $5 million. But hey, they gonna give me $5. You only worth what somebody's gonna pay you, right?
For sure.
So damn it, I'm taking it. And I respect Sorsby. You can't be mad at Sorsby for taking that type of money, man. He's making more money than NFL quarterbacks.
Crazy.
So hey, shit, I would take that. If that was my son, he's taking it. Unless you're going to offer him like 4.2 or something to stay where he's already at or something close. But if you're offering me 1.5 and they're offering me $5 million, hey, my son's gone.
For sure.
It's gonna be a buzz about it. He's gonna be mad at me.
Again, it's not the player's fault. It's the system.
The system hasn't have a salary cap, but we'll talk about that another.
And there's so many loopholes too within the system. Like you can find just about any way through that loophole. I feel like
there needs to be hard cap rules now because it's going to get.
Texas Tech spent $40 million on football this season, and they're on pace to double that right now.
It's gonna get wicked. And the thing about it, it's gonna be crazy. Like Texas Tech's about to spend some money. They're not about to win. They're still gonna lose. Like I feel like, you know what I mean? Like I mean, maybe they buy it. I don't know, but I feel like they'll make it to playoffs again. I don't think they're gonna win it. I mean, that's just me. I don't know. I feel like Indiana's still gonna be in a good spot. You still got Ohio State. I don't know. Georgia's still gonna be around. I still don't think they. You know what I mean? Oregon still got Phil Knight money. But all right, let me bring this back in. So I feel like the fans, they're like, man, we had all this incredible talent. We got guys about to go to the NFL draft, like Dante Corleone. You got Jake Gode. These guys are going to be like Joe Royer. These guys are going to be high draft picks, not getting picked up after. No slight to anybody that gets picked up after the draft happens. There's a lot of people that make it after that. UC has got a ton of people that have done it that way, but they've got so much talent that's going to get drafted, and then they didn't have. They feel like they had their ceiling cap per se, so people are just like, man, I don't know, I don't like this. So they're like, I don't know. So that's where they're kind of like at Satterfield. Then they lose that Sorsby. So they're like, dog, we done lost the person that we kind of thought that is the glue to keeping stuff together, and he's gone. So then you're like, they're just like turning on him. So then you got Wes, who is a culture builder, but at the same time, I feel like he's built stuff around it, but then he's not gotten the wins to get the people off his back. So
Yeah.
not having those wins, it's like, damn. You only can say like next year so many times if you don't have that one stamp to be like, hey, see, I told you, right? It's kind of like trying to think of a coach who, kind of backs into the wall, they start winning and everybody backs off of it. But I'm trying to think of who is that person. I can't think of that analogy right now. But
Dave Aranda, that dude from Baylor for football.
Maybe so. But you get somebody like that, you're like, dang, you like everything about Wes, but he has some shortcomings, and shortcomings are starting to be magnified because he hasn't got to the big dance yet. So that hurts. And then the person who hired both of them is the athletic director. So when you got fans that don't like what's going on in football, you got fans that don't know what's going on in basketball, and UC is a very rich and proud fan base. Who are they going to aim at as well? They're going to aim at the athletic director because you got people coming. I think Cunningham's done a good job raising money to get stuff done. But his hires have not swept people off their feet. So they have the right to be like, hey, is this the guy to lead us into the future? Or even if they have to fire these guys, knock on wood, hopefully they don't have to, but they have to fire these guys, do they trust John to be the one to bring the steward in the next people?
Yeah.
Right? So then it's kind of like if you have to fire both of your head coaches at your top, not feeders, but the big dogs, basketball and football, those are the big dogs of the athletic department. You got to fire both of them. Then they're like, you hired them both. Do they fire both? If they did fire both, they fire both, and then they fire him and then bring it in like that? Or do they allow to say, hey, John, you can do it again? But that's where the fans are like, hey, we don't trust you to do, these hires haven't hit like you said. And do we trust you to hire another set at the head of the athletic department? I mean, he's done a good job. I think Katrina Merriweather is going to turn this, the women's basketball team around.
Yep.
She's been riddled with injuries, but she's got a solid young core I think is going to be real dynamite. And the baseball team is doing great, but the teams that bring in the money are the teams that aren't doing as good as everybody wants. So then when that happens, you get the spirits pointing at you. The people, whoever's the coaches at that spot, and then whoever the person that hired the coaches at that spot. So that's where we're at right now. And only thing what you said, sports is a simple menu, wins and losses, right?
That's it.
So when you don't have the wins to get the people off your back, man, the spirits they're at you, man. They're at you like that one meme where the one dude's in the back against the wall and the spirits were just like at his face off the cartoon.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, JT. If you are President Pinto, what do you do?
Man, so all right. What do I do at the end of the season, good or bad? Give me that scenario. What scenario would you say?
Well, okay. Let me put it like this. Well, we know what the football team's done.
Yeah.
Say the basketball team does not make the tournament, which not looking like that right now. And they don't have a tremendous amount of success this year. So now you got, and I know it gets a little tricky with Satterfield because of the timing of a coach. But what do you do with Cunningham. Because ultimately, you got to sit down and talk with him about, hey, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Are you keeping Cunningham? Are you letting him go? And then what do you do with West? What do you do with Sat?
It depends on how much pressure he's feeling. You know what I mean? Right now, if he's just like, it is what it is, and John's safe, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like if he's feeling the pressure to make a decision on any of those fronts, and he's really feeling the pressure, then you probably try to go ahead and get the new AD out the way first, right? Maybe depending on when the situation happens. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to say if basketball has to make a change, you're going to lose. The way the portal work is set up nowadays, I mean, you're recruiting your team anyway, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
It damn near don't. I mean, it do matter when you get a coach in there, but you damn near better have the person you want on deck or like the 5 people that you really, really want. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like on speed dial, and probably should have had some back channel stuff already on deck. Sorry if I'm over talking, but yeah, I think you gotta. If it don't go how you want, you probably start from the top. I mean, you kind of trickle it down. Start from the top at least. I mean, I feel like Satterfield has earned himself another year for sure for getting to a bowl. It just didn't go how it's just that the Novembers are adding up. I just think another November like that,
Yeah.
And I think just being realistic. But if he, can do that and win 7, 8 games next year, then it is what it is. But if you got it where the Bearcats start off hot again, they're like 5-2 or 6-1, and then they go on this losing streak like again. That's got to be. You can't just lose out every time. You ended 2 seasons on a 5-game losing streak. It's kind of you can't. I need at least give me a 2 for 3, or go 2-3, or 3-2, or even a 1-4. Give me something to shake it up a little bit. So that's what's gonna happen. But I mean, I think he has a year for sure. I mean, I think he's earned that. You get him to a bowl, but if the basketball team doesn't make it, then I think you have to look at the shot caller at that part.
Yeah. Well, and listen, I think at the end of the day, a lot of this falls on Pinto and what he wants to do, because Pinto, look, when you're the president of the university, you answer to the institution's governing body, and that's your board of trustees.
Mm-hmm.
So if the board of trustees are putting pressure on Pinto, then he's got to remove John. He's got to, or John, you've got to remove West and Sat, or you don't have a job.
Yeah.
But we also got to think about this too. If you remove Sat, West, and I don't know what Cunningham's contract is, but you've got buyouts for all those people.
Yep.
So now, if you have buyouts, I don't know what Wes Miller's buyout is at the end of the year. I don't know what, Sat obviously will probably get another year, but that's a lot of money, man. And plus you got NIL still to deal with. There's just a lot. It's not as easy, I think, as fans think, as just firing everyone, right?
No, it's not. It is not.
Neil?
Yeah, for me, I think where you're at right now for Cincinnati and the landscape of college athletics, I mean, you see on social media that everyone is making this statement of, hey, we need to make a move, whether that's at the basketball front or that's the football front, or you see these fans saying, heck, let's get both new coaches for football and basketball at the same time. Well, unfortunately, in the landscape of college athletics, an athletic director isn't going to fire a basketball coach and a football coach in the same season. I think that's the gimme there. I think everybody knows that that's going to happen. And for Cincinnati, it's clear as day that Scott Satterfield will be here in 2026, because if they were going to do that already, they would have done it with the transfer portal already opening up.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I think people are sitting there wondering, and there was many people wondering after the bowl game of like, hey, if this was going to happen, like, because I know when we reported that they fired the DC, there was people under the comments like, they fired the wrong person. They should have fired the head coach per se. That would have happened long before the bowl game if that was the route that John Cunningham was going to go. And Sat has made an improvement over the last 3 seasons. So for me, like me and JT have been saying it for the last, what was it, JT, year roughly, that Sat was going to get to year 4. We've been saying that, but I think for Cincinnati right now, with the state of athletics, if something doesn't change here soon, whether maybe heading into next year, after this year, whatever the results of the basketball season might be, there probably could be some discussions of maybe moving on and having a new coaching search come in potentially. But that's all conversations between President Pinto, John Cunningham. It's going to be interesting to see what those conversations be like behind closed doors. But for Cincinnati, I mean, JT mentioned the women's basketball program and the baseball team. Those are where 2 of your better hires have been like since in this cycle. Obviously, the results haven't been there quite yet for football. You got them to a bowl game this year. That's the step that they wanted to take. Now it's okay, let's put ourselves in position to go win 9 games instead of 7 per se. Let's get to a better bowl game. But for Wes Miller, it's year 5, and it, like we've all been kind of saying, it's kind of NCAA tournament or bust for them. And that's at that point, because you don't see many coaches nowadays get 4 to 5 years without making the NCAA tournament per se and still have a job. And so it's going to be interesting to see what those conversations be like at the end of the season. But for Cincinnati, it's not ideal to see both your predominant revenue sharing teams in terms of men's basketball and football, both on the kind of struggling right now. Football, you had the increase, but where basketball's at, they're going to need some momentum here in Big 12 play to kind of keep that out, or people are going to be out and they're going to start questioning a lot of things. So for me, if you want those big donors to stay around, you're going to have to find ways to produce and get those results that they're looking for. So you got to keep the donors happy in one way. So I'm sure those donors are going to be talking, especially the high-paying ones. So it's going to be interesting here in the next few weeks. But if, for me, for the state of athletics, for the people saying you're going to fire all 3 of them, that is a horrible thing, and it won't happen. So I just think right now we're at the state of athletics. I think Cunningham's going to be here a little longer, and I know for sure that Sat's going to be here for another year. And then, like you guys mentioned, the buyouts on all these contracts. John Cunningham's got a buyout. Wes Miller's got a buyout at the end of the season. Scott Satterfield's got a buyout. So it's going to be interesting, because if you fire all 3 at the same time, what does that buyout look like? And I'm breaking down Wes Miller's contract right now, looking at it. So we are now heading into 2026. If he is fired before March 31st of 2026, he will be owed $9.9 million.
Ooh.
But if it's before March 31st of 2027, that buyout drops to 4.69. So if they're going to do it for Cincinnati, don't expect it to be before March 31st, to say the least.
Well, let me throw a couple thoughts out there. So, first of all, let me talk about John Cunningham, because I want to start at the top and kind of work my way through the rest. But with Cunningham, and I've got a chance to know John on a decent level. Very smart guy. I think he's a lawyer by trade. He's definitely a smart guy. My time talking with him, he knows what he's doing. I think what people have to understand is, listen, college athletics are changing. College athletics are changing weekly, monthly. Like the whole deal with the G League guys coming back to college. Like, when the hell did that happen? That was kind of out of the blue.
That was Scott
mixed
Drew finding a loophole into something that nobody else knew, and now it's just like.
But
They
that's
gotta
my
mix that shit, man.
But
That
that's
shit's
my
ridiculous.
point. There's like so many things that happen on a daily, weekly, monthly basis that it's sometimes hard to get a grip on some of that stuff. And especially when you're UC, you don't have the type of sometimes resources and cash that other schools don't.
Yeah.
I mean, that they do have. We don't have those type of
Yeah.
resources some cash. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we're kind of fighting a little bit of a different battle. So, and I've told this story before, and John's never going to take a lot of credit for this, but his working with the whole Nike Jordan deal, like how it was set up and where it was going to go to, was pure genius. I'm telling you right now, it was pure genius, and I know that because the Jordan people told me that.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, that deal falls apart.
Mm.
So I know he's a smart guy. I know he's a good guy. The landscape is obviously really, really tough right now. And I think one thing, if I was to say something to John, it would be put your head down and keep working, man. Like you don't even have to respond or put out. I mean, sometimes you don't have to put out statements to fans. I think he sent an email out to a lot of.
Yeah.
Not that happened right on New Year's Day too.
You know what? And I get it. I don't even think you have to make a statement. Sometimes because that sometimes just adds more fuel to the fire. Somebody's going to pick apart something with that statement and run with it, right? No matter how you phrase it and word it. So just put your head down and keep working. In Satterfield, people are critical of Cunningham for his hiring of Satterfield and hiring of Wes Miller. I look back, I don't think at the time Wes Miller was a bad hire. Because, if you look at it, you're looking at the young up and coming coach that you hope will be here. And if you remember, let's go check the receipts. There was a point we were talking, just people in the stratosphere of Bearcatdom, that how long we were going to be able to keep Wes before he comes to go. Remember that?
Yep.
Like that was a real conversation. So
Very real.
I don't think he was at that time when you look for the next young, hungry coach to come in and be here for a little while. I don't think he was a bad hire at all. Now, Satterfield, I don't think that was necessarily a good hire. I think there were things at play behind the scenes. We've talked about this before that forced the hand of that hiring. So I don't put all of that on Cunningham. End of the day, he's the leader, so he's gonna take that. So I don't foresee Satterfield. I mean, I don't know how they do next year, but it's just he's got tough sledding to keep his job. Wes has tough sledding to keep his job. I mean, I'm sitting with your son Juju, JT, during the Houston game, and they put Wes on the board, introducing the team, and the whole place boos. And you told me they've been doing that, since after Eastern Michigan, maybe.
Yep.
But maybe it was just a little louder because Houston and there's more people there and people amped up. And Juju looks at me like, did they just boo the coach? And I was like, man, wild. So it's a tough space right now, man. I don't know. And I kind of sit in a weird seat too, because I like Wes. He came to my dad's celebration of life, and I didn't know he was coming. He came on his own. I didn't ask him to come, and I think the world of people that do things like that. So I want him to do really well. You said it, JT, and I'm on record saying this over and over. Sports has a short menu, wins and losses. Doesn't matter how great of a guy you are. You got to get wins. You get losses, you're gonna get lost. They're gonna lose you.
Yeah, they will. That's the thing that sucks. Cause he is a good person. So it's just got to get some dubs, man. I mean, the positive about the Big 12 is it's the Big 12. You win in the Big 12, you're good.
You're good.
The negative about the Big 12, it's the Big 12. You ain't got no cupcakes. Everybody's a threat to kick your ass, and there's a lot of teams that are supposed to do it. So the only way that you can get above where you need to be is you got to beat a couple of teams that you're not supposed to beat. And if you can't do that, it's hard. It's hard to navigate. It's hard to have that shield. You know what I mean? Because not to get back on the Houston game, but you get back. Win a couple of those games you're not supposed to win, man. It just makes coaching a little bit easier, and coaching isn't easy by any means.
No, and listen, I think too the Bearcat fans, you have to realize at the same time, I appreciate Cincinnati people, I appreciate Cincinnati sports fans in that they do demand excellence from their sports teams,
Yeah.
right? Bengals, they want Zach Taylor. Man, Mike
Yeah.
Brown put out a statement. They're bringing Zach Taylor back. Boy, you would have thought, man, I'm in Kroger trying to get some spinach and shit. And people are like by the celery just talking shit about Zach Taylor. Damn, bro, move. Let me get my spinach real quick. Like, can you believe they're bringing Zach Taylor back? I was like, that's want some spinach, man. Reds. I mean, but in Bearcat, they demand excellence, and you should. I mean, I get it. You pay money. You're taking your kids there. You're investing in football Sundays and in cases with football Saturdays. You're investing that time. And listen, most important thing in life, besides people, is time and time with people. Right? You can't get time back. You can make $1 million. You could lose $1 million. You could make $1 million back again. You can't get back time.
True.
It's lost. So I get that. But also at the same time, you have to realize, in looking at Bearcat athletics specifically, I think you have to have some realistic expectations of the landscape of college athletics and who we are too as well. And sometimes that's a tough pill to swallow. I mean, we think about the Bob Huggins era. We haven't won a national championship since 61, 62.
True.
We haven't been to a Final Four since 92,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So,
We ain't been to a Sweet 16 since.
man, right? And I get people upset about that, but let's, the realistic expectations of where we are in the landscape of college athletics is another thing, and it's getting tougher. It's almost like the Reds. Like I try to go to opening day celebration stuff. I support the Reds, watch the Reds, but the way the way MLB set up, the rich just get richer. Ellie De La Cruz is going to be a Dodger or a Yankee at some point, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Right, and it's just the you complain all you want. It's just the way it is.
Gotta enjoy our time now.
And that's why I heard somebody on what was it, radio? What was the guy? Brady Quinn, the old
Notre Dame quarterback.
Yeah.
He said that the greatest sports turnaround he's ever seen is IU football right now. And he made like this argument for it. And the first when he said it, I'm like, that can't be right. There's got to be something. And then he started like rattling off all the stuff, and I'm like, oh, he makes a strong argument. He's like, you look at the way the system's set up, you look at this, and blah blah blah, and it's tough. But I'm here to say, IU could be on top right now. 3-4 years from now, they could be right back down.
Yeah.
Right, but you don't see that with the Alabamas. And Alabama, people say they had a down year. Shit, we take that with Bearcat football the year they had, right?
Sure.
But I think it's back to the old saying. Sometimes, and this is hard when you're a fan because you're invested, but you don't look closely at an elephant. You ever heard that before?
Yeah.
Don't look closely at the elephant, because when you look at it, you don't see the big picture, right? You got to step back because the elephant's so big, and you get to see the whole. And sometimes when you make reactionary comments, decisions, you're too close to the elephant. You don't see the big picture. Sometimes you need to take a deep breath and step back. And I'll end by saying this, fellas. It's a weird space right now with UC athletics. A weird space with college athletics, and I wonder if it keeps this pace. Not only Bearcat fans, but just college athletic fans in general, just stop with the same fandom they've had in the past. Like, not as many people going to games. The NIL is causing some problems, man. People are pissed about these guys making this much money.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. People are tired of, You know, I was talking to a guy. I was at a high school volleyball game. Don't ask me why, but I was at a high school volleyball game. Long story. No offense, Neil. Wasn't an Oak Hills game. It was a random volleyball game. We're seeing a friend's kid play, and a guy was telling me, he was like, we don't go to UC games anymore. And I'm like, why is that? He's like, well, back in the day, I would get my kids like Leonard Stokes jerseys. I would get them, Eric Hicks jerseys. He goes, man, I don't. He says my kid, it'd be a new player every year. Doesn't know who's who. That's not the player's fault. Again,
Yeah,
it's the system. Weird space we're in right now, folks.
true.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see where we are in 3 or 4 years, both on the UC front and college athletics. I don't know how much is going to change. JT Neal.
It's going to be interesting, to say the least, of how this kind of moves forward from where we're at today.
Yeah, they got to get some kind of guardrails up, man.
A salary cap would be nice. If you can start with the salary cap, that would be.
Yeah, salary cap for sure. They got to do that. I think they have to limit the transfers, personally, because people are transferring like.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's like journeyman. You know what I mean? You know, like if you get drafted, they're like, I went to Ohio State, Cincinnati, Texas Tech, West Virginia.
I mean, there's a kid from here in
Orlando,
Cincinnati.
UCF. You know what I mean? Like,
There's a kid from here in Cincinnati, Meach, on the football side. JT and I talked to him because he was once committed to Cincinnati. Cam Calhoun went to Winton Woods. He went from, where was it, JT? To Utah, to Michigan, to Cincinnati.
Michigan. No, he committed to
Cincinnati,
UC,
then he flipped to Michigan,
Michigan,
flipped to Utah, now at Bama, and now he just entered the portal again today.
but he went to Michigan for a year, went to Utah for a year or two, did 1 or 2 years at Bama. I think he did 1 year at Bama. And then,
He's a senior now, so he's been at a new school every year.
So, like, you just don't have, like, I was listening to, like, the Pivot. No, I was listening to, like, the 520 pod, and they had Ryan Clark on there, who went to LSU, and he just, like, was messing up. These kids aren't going to have homes. Like, they're getting the money. But, like, how you guys can come back and be like, come back and get the love, like Corey Blunt, Leonard Stokes, Kenya Martin, the list goes on, the Sean Kilpatricks, anybody you could think of, like, the Gary Clarks, those guys can come back and everybody going to show them love. Like, a lot of these kids, they're getting the money, which is cool, but a lot of them aren't going to have, like, that place to land where, like, if something goes bad, the professional will go where it wants to go. Where do you go, like, once it's all said and done? Like, you guys got that, it's a family, so, like, those people that have put in the time, people can transfer, but, you stay there for a couple years, you kind of have your legs, you got those roots where you can always come back as long as you didn't do anything on the way out that was terrible, So I think, like, that's what's kind of getting lost in it. That's why I think they have to have, like, a salary cap. They got to have caps. And then you might have, like, damn near got to be like NBA where it's a max that you can get. You know what I mean? Everybody got minimums. You know what I'm saying? And then it might change every couple of years, the collective bargaining agreement and stuff like that. But they need something, guardrails, where people are just, you can just transfer. You can just say F it and transfer. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the coaches can leave too, of course, but I still think they need to have where you get one free transfer where you can do whatever you want, you transfer. And then only way your next transfer has to be your coach left or you graduated. Or your coach left or got fired or you graduated. I think that's how it has to be.
And again, I don't fault the players.
No, I don't either.
Advantage of a system that's in place, right?
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, it's like the kid from Winton Woods you're talking about, Neil. Like, I ain't even mad at him.
Yeah,
it's like just letting him do it.
Yeah, in the comeback from the pro thing, that part gotta die. That gotta go.
Yeah, coming back from
if you went to you got drafted in the NBA, you can't come play college ball. I'm sorry.
Why would you being 25 on a college campus?
Like, bro, like
and having 4 years of eligibility is crazy.
that shit, that's got to go. They have to outlaw it. Like, I'm sorry, if you made a bad mistake, that sucks. But if you're already playing pro, then you need to go overseas or you got to get a job.
Yeah.
That's all it is to it. Like, if you want to come back to school, you come back and be a student. But it's just like, I think like it should allow people to play 18 to 25. 25's the hard, unless you have some kind of crazy injury or something, and you finally playing. I think 18, 25. Because now there's cats that's 36 want to come back and play. You're not going to play pro, but you know you can get some little NIL money. You're decent. It's like, dog, you got all these people working hard. I mean, I don't know. It's not college athletics anymore.
It's also interesting too, because when you're talking about this and this rule in particular, some of these guys know damn well that they say they played in the G League, that they can come back and have this college route available, that they're going to get paid 3 times as much in the college route than what they're getting paid in the G League. So I mean, it's interesting, but I feel like right when you play professional ball, you gotta be cooked. If you play in the G League or if you play in the NBA and come back, like, you might as well just not even waste your time per se. Like, if you're already at that highest of highest levels, why come back and go one step down? Like, how is that going to benefit your game because you made that decision?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting to see. We talk about the state of UC athletics. It's going to be interesting to see how this Bearcat basketball team finishes the season. What happens with Wes Miller? Obviously, Sat will have another year. What he does, and also Pinto, will he get pressure from the board of trustees to do something about Cunningham? We will see. Only the future knows. Fellas, this concludes another great podcast. Thanks to all of our sponsors, Donahue Accounting Services, Purple Monkey Project, and Oakley Greens. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. For friendly expert tax advice whenever you need it, come to Donahue Accounting Services, a leading accounting firm in Cincinnati, Ohio. Our top-notch accountants strive to help you resolve all your financial and tax issues. Call Donahue Accounting Services today for a free consultation at 513-528-3982 or visit online at DonahueAccountingService.com. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. Go Bearcats.